What's going on, people? Welcome to United Stand. Welcome to another road trip, literally a couple of days after the last one. Feels like I'm still in the same day. Honestly, the games are coming thick and fast. And today we're on our way to Burnley, man. Burnley, sunny, lovely Burnley. We know what to expect from this game. It's going to be a tough game. And really, it's all about what Man United show up, innit? We know how inconsistent we've been. We know we're capable of beating Burnley, but we also know we're capable of not putting in the right type of performance and not turning up. So we know exactly how Burnley are going to play. Solskjaer and the coaching staff will know what to expect from Sean Dyche's men. They're going to sit back. They're going to soak up a lot of pressure. Try and win fouls. Try and get the ball quickly, and try and get the ball forward quickly, and try and get the ball forward directly. Kind of missing out midfield a lot of the time and playing into Greenwood and Ashley Barnes. I expect them two both to play. I don't know how they're doing with injuries and whatnot, but if they're fit for me, they're going to play 4-4-2 or even a 3-5-2 or whatever. But them two will be up front, and they'll just, if Lindelof plays, they'll look to try and bully him. It's all good when you've got one big striker trying to soak up the pressure between two centre-halves. If you marshal it right, even if the striker keeps winning, the header one comes around and sweeps. That's basic centre-half defending, central defending. But when you've got two, you just got to win your personal battles. You can't let the other guy get the better of you. And I do worry about that with Lindelof. Do I expect Solskjaer to change it and put two in Zabian? I don't. I think he's made his mind up that Lindelof definitely is his number one. And I think he wants that to be the partnership. He wants him and Maguire to start making that stick. The only time we've seen Tuanzebe come in is when the games have come thick and fast, I suppose. So you could look at it like that, maybe. I'm in the wrong mood here. You could look at it like that in terms of maybe the only way he does change it is if he thinks that maybe one of them was tired. But at centre back, they usually stay. So I expect Lindelof to play, but I could easily say, you know what, let's bring in Tuanzebe for this game, because it will be absolutely tough. The thing that worries me when I actually thought about it, as well as Mason Greenwood did against Newcastle, got his goal, and I thought everything he did on the ball when he came into play was great, was the fact that he did actually play 90 minutes. He played 90 minutes, he took off Martial and Rashford. We know those two will be starting, which makes me think, and Daniel James didn't even come off the bench, and that makes me think actually Ollie's saving him for Burnley away. That hence Mason got the full 90. But for me, I want to see the exact same team, apart from McTominay, who we know is going to be injured. He left the ground on crutches. I know Solskjaer says let's see what sort of damage will be done, but he surely isn't going to be ready for today, which would mean Pogba and Fred will probably have to play next to each other, which when Pogba came back, we wanted to see him play more advanced, but I'll touch on Pogba in a second. But yeah, on the Greenwood thing, I would like to see him play again, man. I think for this type of game, again, low block, we're going to have to be patient. We're going to have that bit of, cutting edge, that bit of guile to break Burnley down. And I think Greenwood would give us that, coming in off the right-hand side, whereas Daniel James would just hang out on the right-hand side and look to just try and run in behind. And I don't think that space is going to be there. And I think he could be the perfect choice of weapon, 65th minute, 70th minute, even if it's still 0 and it's not quite going our way, tired legs, tired fullbacks, you bring on a Dan James, it's not what you want to see. So for me, I'd love to see Mason start another game. I don't see it as, you need to rest him because he's played 90 minutes 2 days ago. He's 18 years of age. He's fighting fit. Provided nothing's happened in training, he's picked up any knocks or he wasn't carrying anything from the end of the last game against Newcastle, I don't want to hear that he needs a rest and stuff. He hasn't been starting all the games this year anyway. So, 2 games in 2 days for Mason, I think will be fine. Some players have to play 90 minutes in that time anyway. So why not one of the youngest out there? So for me, I want to see Daniel James start on the bench. I know some people think James should still start, but for me, like I said, I'll go with James. And on the Pogba situation, yeah, I was surprised not to see him start against Newcastle, but the way that the game panned out, it made it very easy for Solskjaer to bring him on. And then we found out that McTominay was carrying a knock anyway, to be fair. But I thought that it was 3-1 at half-time. McTominay was on a yellow card. It made sense anyway. But we wanted to see Pogba come back and play more advanced. We saw Andreas play the number 10 position on the other day against Newcastle. Can't remember what day it was. But now we're going to see him play next to Fred. But him and Fred, I think, will complement each other. You know what Pogba can do on the ball. He can go looking for things. He can make things happen at a moment. He's made a big impact in the 2 games that he's come in and made cameos on. Yes, one was a 2-0 loss to Watford, but he did change the game, and it was very easy for him when he came on against Newcastle as well. So it can only be a good thing that he's playing. But him and Fred, I think, will complement each other. We're just still searching for that midfielder who's going to play ahead of them. I mean, if we do strengthen in January, for me, I would love a player in there. And then you can play Fred and McTominay, Fred and Pogba behind them, or just go over flat 3 and just say, right, we've got 2 attacking midfielders in there, and we've got Fred who can just kind of sit, we can do that, and then McTominay can come in and out of that as well. So we've got options if we strengthen in January. So you know what to expect in terms of how Burnley are going to set up, but you don't know what Man United are going to turn up. We'll have to see. Miles, I know you weren't that excited about the Newcastle game. You thought the kind of pressure was off, and then they went and done the job convincingly in the end after a bad start. Chelsea lost that day. This is what I was saying. You never know, and now we're back into the same thing of being 4 points off top. And if you're looking at the games coming up, you've got Wolves playing Man City tomorrow. No, sorry, playing Liverpool. You've got Man City playing Sheffield United.
Best team in the world.
You've got Tottenham. You've got Chelsea at Arsenal. So do you know what I'm saying? So that's tomorrow. So again, if in double caps, we can win our game, some results are going to help us. But is that where we just need to stop thinking about it? Because every time we do, we just flop.
Yeah. So I mean, yesterday, like I said, there was no pressure on the game, and I said we'd win 3-1, we won 4-1. I just thought because there's no pressure, the boys will just go out there and do it. But fair play to the front 3. I didn't think they'd pull out that performance. Like that Newcastle game was something else. Like I'm so glad I was able to see that. Today, yeah, I mean you're right. A lot, teams have dropped points and whatnot. Chelsea are now, within touching distance, out of nowhere, kind of thing. So this is an important game to go and try and get the victory. My thinking is because it's important, will they then kind of fluff their lines and whatever? And then the other factor for me today is the fact that they have to play 2 games in about 3 days. Like for me, that's a crime. Like not just for us, for any club having to play within the 3 days.
It's madness, isn't it?
Like I think Klopp spoke about himself. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like we've all played football. How long does it take to recover? And then train and then get back into another game. So I feel like that could be a banana peel for us. Even though it could be the same for Burnley, they might not be.
Exactly, they played the same day. They played the same day as well.
Yeah.
Do you think Solskjaer will make a lot of changes then, or do you think?
I think so.
Because of momentum, and if there's no injuries, he'll just keep playing these guys. Like we need Wan-Bissaka playing; he's in good form. We need the 2 centre halves to build a relationship as he wants to, midfield, etc. The front 3 is the front 3, or the front 2 anyway in Rashford, Martial. Or do you see changes in and around that just because of the sheer amount of games?
I think there's definitely some key players who have to stay in the team. The Wan-Bissakas, who seem like they've got the fitness to even play 2 games in a short amount of time. I think the defensive partnership will stay the same. I don't think he'll bring in Tanzibi just yet.
Do you think Luke Shaw play again?
Possibly, possibly. I think so. I think he'll try and keep the back line quite stable. But he did quite well with making, for example, not having James play at all. The other day, bringing McTominay off even though he was injured. I just thought it was because of the yellow card and he wasn't playing so well. Introducing Pogba back into the team so that he could possibly play a full 90 today.
Yeah, he's got to.
Which I think is what he planned. And little things like that. I think Lingard might come back into the side. I'd preferably actually would want to see Pogba in the number 10. But to have him back in our team.
So would you play? So with that then, would you put Matic and Fred then and play Pogba further forward? Bearing in mind Burnley with the height, with the could this be a game for Matic?
Possibly. I think possibly. I think in an ideal world, obviously I'd want to have Pogba in the 10 and then have Scott and Fred in the midfield.
Absolutely.
But that's not what we have today. So do you know what? I think even with that being said, I think maybe you throw in Matic and you put Pogba in the 10.
That's what I mean.
And I think that might
wouldn't be too bad.
Rather than having Pereira or Lingard in the 10, I think Pogba there would be a lot. Just a much better way to do it.
We're gonna get it done. Score prediction.
Do you know what? Even with everything against us, I think we'll do it, man. And I think we need it. If we do it today, regardless of what the other results are, it just means we're keeping in within touching distance of that top 4, trying to stay alive. So today is again very, very important. But I think they'll do it, man. I think we'll come out 2-1 winners in this one today.
All right, fair enough. Before we go, I'm going to put that to you. Let's have a little discussion about the Matic situation. We know McTominay's injured, and obviously Pogba's coming back into the fray. But with Burnley being how they are, being physical, we're going to need as much physicality as possible in these types of games. We've done well at Burnley in the past with the likes of Fellaini. Lukaku's done well there. Matic has played a lot of times. You do need that element to your game. Is this a good time? Would the balance be better if we put Fred and Matic in there and then have Pogba further forward, or just have a midfield three of them instead of a 2 and a 1? Let us know what you guys' thoughts is on that. Last game of 2019. Also drop your highlights of this year. Miles, you got a highlight of this year?
Do I have a highlight of this year? Damn, there's so many. I mean, I don't think I have a specific one. I think personally I've just enjoyed the road trips up, hanging out with the guys over the weekends, watching a load of great games. I've watched more games this season or this year, calendar year, than I have in my whole life. So I'm just grateful for the whole journey, regardless of whether fans disagree with us or like our individual opinions or not. I'm kind of glad that this channel's here so that people can say what they feel. That's what I'm happy for, really. This kind of channel needs to exist, and I'm glad that it's here. So yeah, man, just more growth to the channel, and I'm sure we'll have a great 2020.
Absolutely. I echo that. Highlight for me this year on United Stand was obviously reaching 500k. That was a big plus. Was that this year? Yeah, that was this year. The tour was amazing. The amount of work that me and Josh managed to do out there, literally every day. We went there thinking it would be easy, and it was anything but doing a vlog every single day for 2 weeks.
Yes, mate.
Yes, mate. That was difficult, but the reception that we got and how much people enjoyed it was what made it every bit worth. Doing our live United Stand live as well at the 500k party, that was sick. And obviously for the team, it's got to be PSG, innit? It's got to be. Was that this year?
That's what it came into my head.
That was this year, innit? Yeah, it was in March, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah, this year. It has to be. It has to be. I know we went and lost the next round against Barcelona quite convincingly in the end, but that being there at the Parc des Princes was absolutely astonishing. So that's my highlight, as well as the little Ollie at the wheel period for the 11 games. That was all right while it lasted as well. But yeah, drop your views in the comments in your boxes below, letting us know about your predicted lineups for today and who you think should play. Also, drop your highlights of the season, man, following United Stand. It's the last game of 2019, so drop your Man United highlights in the boxes below as well. Having said that, it's the last game of the year, so I am going to be positive, and I do think we're going to get the win. Yes, there's always that little room that Man United might not turn up and the same things happen again. We know this. But I'm going to be positive. It's end of 2019, last game. Arsenal next. I'm going to go with...
Clean sheet?
Do you know what, Miles?
Go on.
I'm going to go 2-0.
Come on.
I'm going to go 2-0. A clean sheet that we haven't kept in a very long time. But I'm going to let the positivity take me away. 2-0 win, Manchester United. I'm going to go with. And we'll see you guys at the fan camps, hopefully with 3 points in our back pocket. Peace. Big thank you to you guys for watching the latest of our videos, and if you want to check out more, make sure you do that just to the right of me. We are the biggest and best Manchester United channel in the world. Make sure you check us out on all of the socials as well: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube. The socials are along the bottom. Peace.